All right. So, we good? You ready?
Ready.
All right. So, Brent on here, he had a request that you guys um, interact more so that I'm not just talking randomly to myself. And he wants to hear your input and not just my input. So, if you have things to say or share, please do, because he wants to hear from somebody else besides me. I can't imagine why. I mean, he hears from me all the time. I don't know. But you like hearing from me, Melissa. Well, thank you. But he lives with me, so I guess he's tired of listening to me. I don't know. It was his choice to be on this Zoom. So you guys feel free to jump in, share your parts, share whatever you want to share, whatever's happened or happening or relates to this. Sound good?
Perfect.
Okay.
Sorry. Myself.
We are on chapter 10. Further use of the will. Okay, so this chapter at the beginning is talking about, people that, kind of like we talked about last week with the poverty mentality and being around people that are talking about being broke and can't pay their bills. And, you can't think, even if you are broke or even if you can't pay your bills or even if there was a time in the past when you couldn't pay your bills, you can't speak that, because speaking that is speaking it into existence. And for me, I kind of think about it too with our teams. In the past, maybe or right now, maybe I've got people on my team that aren't doing anything. Maybe they're not, maybe they're not building, maybe they're not growing, maybe they're not, having parties or whatever. So we can't even really focus on that, because if you speak it, then that's what you're getting. That's what's coming into your existence. So it's the same thing. So it's just really being careful about what you want, and what you want in your life. Because if your words, kind of like, remember in The Secret where they're like, when the elephant popped in the room, when he was in there watching a movie and the elephant popped in, if you just thought of an elephant and poof, it's in your room, like your shit would get real serious about what you're thinking about, right? You get real serious about what you were saying. If you're like, oh my God, my back is killing me, and poof, you were dead. You were like, you wouldn't say that anymore. You're like, oh my God, that he's a pain in my ass. And then it felt like there was a knife in your ass, which sometimes literally that does happen to us. And then you're like, fuck, did I manifest that? Of course you did. So anyway, I liked at the bottom where he said, the world is not going to the devil. It is going to God. And I had a really interesting conversation with Carla Burns. We went up to Orlando on Monday and then went to Disney a little bit and had massages and dinner. And then we did the Congress yesterday, or the conference, whatever you want to call it, with Gary Vee and Robert and Tony. And, she just finished her PhD. She has to do her dissertation paper now. It's a 100-page paper. And then she's done with it. She finished all of her classes. And she said, because, Carla's super church, right? Like church and religion. And I found out she was raised Baptist. So you're going to hell if you wear jeans. You're going to hell if you curl your hair. You're going to hell if you wear makeup. You're going to hell if you breathe, right? Because that's what Baptists do. You're just going to hell, period. And she said, I've learned a lot, especially through Dr. Caroline Leaf the last couple of years. She's learned a lot, and it's really helped to change her, her perception and stuff. But she said after taking these, 6 months of, which is all stuff we've been studying for years, it took her 6 months to do her PhD, the Quantum University, she said, I don't know that I completely believe everything about the church. And did Jesus really get pinned on the cross? Did that even really happen? Or was it something they even made up? Was it just a story? Because that's, the Bible's supposed to be it. That's the word. That's it. So we go through, all Monday night. And oh my God, at dinner, I have to side note on this because you guys would find this interesting. Dinner, Pam brings up the question. She goes, I have a question, Carla. Because you just finished your PhD from Quantum University, right? And she goes, so explain holograms to me. Explain the holographic concept and how we're here and all this. And so Carla gives like a 30-second, and I'm like, that is so fucking not what a hologram is. That is not how you explain holograms. And so I wait for her to get done talking, and I'm like, Hand up. Me. Let me go, please. Next. Okay, so let me talk to you. Now, Pam, get the book, The Holographic Universe. You've got to read that book. It's incredible. Okay, and then here's what you got to, and then I just start going through everything, right? And Carla's just looking at me. And so she didn't say anything. And we dive down this rabbit hole. I mean, Dave jumps in it. Kay's not in it for some reason, but Scott jumps down the rabbit hole. Pam and I are down the rabbit hole. Like, we are deep. Pam's like, have you seen What the Bleep? And I'm like, fucking 10 years ago. Where have you been? And she's like, well, I'm going to watch that. And Carla's like, no, I've never seen that. I'm like, Carla, that was in the first class. We were supposed to watch What the Bleep with Dr. Joe Dispenza and all them. And she's like, no, I haven't watched it. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to dog on her, not at all. But I'm like, Carla, come on, seriously. Like, Holographic Universe was recommended in the first class too. So, yeah, definitely. Yeah, What the Bleep is incredible. And I think that's what you're saying. Let me look. I can't see the whole chat. Need to watch my thoughts. Oh, worrying about your, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Holographic Universe on Amazon Prime. Yep. Or What the Bleep. I don't know. Whichever one. Yes. Okay, cool. So anyways, so we get back to the room and it's like 10:30. I'm like, well, I'm not going to go to sleep right now. I've got to catch up. I have not been on my phone all day long, like for hardly anything, Facebook or any of that kind of stuff. And she's like, well, I'm going to bed. This is a princess bed. And she jumps into bed, dives into the covers, and she's like gone. And it's silent. And then she goes, how do you know so much about all this stuff? About quantum physics and everything. Like, how do you know all this? And I said, Carla, I told you, girl, like this PhD is going to be like, check. I've been living this for 10 years. I got a kid on a table at like millions of people's places, offices, farms. I don't know. Shit, I've been all over the fucking country and out. And I said, I've just lived it for 10 years and I read it all. And she's like, so I go through this whole stuff with her, right? I spend like, I don't know, 30 minutes talking. And then it's silent. And she goes, did you go to church? And I'm like, oh, girl, let me tell you. There was a girl named Christian Cummings, interestingly enough, Christian. That girl had all the cool clothes. She had the Gucci bags before Gucci bags were popular. We're in like elementary school, middle school, all through church. Sunday school was all about what new clothes Christian got, her new purses, her new earrings, and all the R-rated movies we could watch on the weekends because her mama didn't care. That's what church was for me. And she's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I got nothing from church. Yes, score, no vows, nothing, no indoctrine, none of that. And even if it did, I told her all about my saging group, the ladies back in Indiana, Susie and all them. I said, we cleared all that shit years ago. I told her about you, Karen, with the emotion code. And she's like, the what? I'm like, oh God, yeah, this girl, like she was almost puking. She had hives coming off of her body. She had a urinary tract infection. I think she was in the hospital. I don't know. But I'm telling her all this and she's like, what have you done? And I'm like, oh yeah, I mean, it works. It was so funny. So funny. But the God part made me think, because she's like, I don't think there is a devil. I'm like, girl, there ain't no fucking devil. It's in your head. There is no devil. None. And she's just like, I don't think there is. And then we start talking about Wim Hof. Remember, Melissa, you turned us on to that video almost 4 years ago. I told her about that. I'm like, girl, you better get your phone out and take notes. This whole 2 days we're together, you need to take notes. And so she's just typing all this stuff in her little note section of her phone. I said, you got to watch that. You can go. You don't have to breathe. I said, he'll go underwater for 20, 30 minutes and not breathe. Ice water. She's like, that's not, I'm like, oh, yeah. Watch the video. I said, I've done it. I've went 2 minutes without breathing and not hold my breath. So it was just so funny. Side note. Okay, that was fun. All right, next page. Give your attention to riches. That's all we need to know, right? Don't focus on poverty. Got it. I circled at the top of the next page where it said to become really rich is the noblest aim you can have in life, for it includes everything else. We should all win Nobel Peace Prizes just for being rich. Brent's buzzed. Okay. Next sentence on the, he drank tonight, I didn't. On the competitive plane, the struggle to get rich is a godless scramble for power over others. But when we come into a creative mind, all is changed. I love that because he really focuses on the creative. And how do we tap into our creativity? We stay tuned in, tapped in, and turned on, right? The way to affluence in your own person and practice. That's the best way, is to show people. affluence, affluence, however you want to say it. That's the best way, right? We just lead by example. We just do it by example. And then I love where he said happiness that comes from being rightly rich. And we know, because we talked about this yesterday too, the thing, we know that in order to be rich, you have to be happy, because happiness comes before success. So sometimes that can be the hardest part is, why am I not happy? What is it that's not making me happy about my life? And what we talked about yesterday, again, which we all know, which why we go, right, is to remind ourselves, our shit 2,000-year-old brain that gets fucked up, is we have to stay in a state of gratitude and appreciation. And when we get out of gratitude and appreciation, we are not happy. And yet, therefore, we are not successful in whatever it is, whether it's, our weight, our health, our career, our relationships, our finances, whatever it is, we're not happy when we get out of that flow of appreciation and gratitude. So that was cool. The next page I put, I underlined where it said, you can serve God and humanity in no more effective way than getting rich. Again, by creative method, but then I starred where he said, there is no more scientific method of computation in mathematics than by addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. See, I knew there was no reason for fucking geometry or trig or any of that stuff. But no other method is possible. These can be but one shortest distance between 2 points. There is only one way to think scientifically, and that is to think in the way that leads by the most direct and simple route to the goal. And I love that, because sometimes I think we make it so difficult to get rich, to achieve your goals. And it's just from point A to point B. And then he goes on, obviously, so to talk about in the next chapter, that system, right? So on the next page, after you have made good and become rich, you may study other systems and do as you please. So this is, I know I've shared this with some of you guys before, Harvecker, which, oh my God, the guy that spoke yesterday from the Millionaire Mind Institute from Harvecker's group. Whoa. Talk about floor you real quick. He starts talking and he's good. He's an older guy, probably in his 60s, early 60s. And he's, he's moving around the crowd a lot. Decent looking older guy. Well, anyways, he comes to say that he didn't know it, but he was following these certain principles, these certain ways, and he became very, very wealthy and was able to retire young. And his goal was to retire and go to Montana and hunt and fish and enjoy life, right? So he's doing that. He's living it. He goes, sometimes your plan is not the plan. Well, let me tell you about the plan. And so he talks about being out and painting his little fence, around his little garden, and it started to storm. So he grabs all of his materials and goes underneath into the basement of his mansion. So this mansion was old, and it had not a cellar, but kind of where you go in from the outside, right? Well, he used to smoke back then. And he says he goes down there, he's thinking, well, I'm down here, it's storming, I might as well just have a cigarette real quick before while the storm passes. And he didn't realize that for the last 2 weeks, that basement had been filling up with natural gas. And so he lit the lighter, and he said, for about 10 seconds, all I can see is I'm in this massive ball of fire. And the next thing I know, I'm in some hospital, and the doctor pulls the curtain and says to the nurse, get the life flight. And they life flight him off to Salt Lake City. He said, so I'm going to show you the pictures. If you can't handle this, please turn away. He is 100% full body, bright red, mouth open like dead, full body, no skin. He said at one point he looked down and he saw his skin was just falling off of his shoulder. That's all he remembers. Full body, not a single stitch. No, I don't have a picture of it. Then he shows a picture of himself laid out, arms out to the sides, where they have taken his entire chest and cut all of the skin off of it. And he's just red, patchy, orange, yellow, just still bright red, everything. This man, Pam and I look at each other and we're like, what fucking collagen did he take? He had no skin grafts on him at all. You would never know the man had a single burn. Now, maybe if he took his shirt off, he may have that scar still from the, them taking off. I don't know where they put that skin, but his face was gone. Like there was nothing. And this guy looked, he was like a decent looking guy in his early 60s. You know what I mean? Some old men, you're like, ugh. This guy didn't have a wrinkle on his face. I'm like, damn, what plastic surgeon did he go to? Because his shit looks good. But anyways, he was super good. Super, super, super good. So I bring this up because it reminded me of The Secret of the Millionaire Mind, what they're just saying here at the top of this page, that after you've made good and become rich, then study other systems. And that's what Harv Eker says. He says, get rich doing one thing. Then go and you can do other things. Study other systems. Find other things. Play with them. See what works for you. But you got to stick to one thing to get you there. And so I felt that was very interesting. It made me think of that because we talked a lot about Harv Eker's. And actually Lisa Karat, I know she's on here right now, but she signed up for the Millionaire Mind Intensive that he has coming up in October. I think it's the first weekend of October. If any of you guys want to go, it's completely free. 3 days free. And he told us, he said, look, I'm going to be honest with you. There's no hoopla. There's no rah-rah. There's no this, that. You're going to walk in with a set of money blueprints and you're going to walk out with a fucking different set of money blueprints. That's it. That's what you're going to get out of the 3 days. We are going to eradicate every limiting belief around money that you ever thought you had or never even knew you had. It's going to be gone. I'm like, damn. I'm going to Abraham the weekend before. Otherwise, I'd be like, shit, I could pull that off. I don't think I can pull it off 2 weekends in a row. I don't know. But anyway, so that was super cool. That was really cool. And then where he talked about the dead, I kind of just thought that, like people are not fucking awake. Like I cannot go there. I just can't. Like it's no. It's a no now. It's a no, 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 no. And I feel like all of us kind of feel that way. Like it's like if you're not awake, like read a book. And that's what Carla said she has a hard time with. I told her, I said, just tell people to read a book. Lead them to a book. Read this book. And if they read that book and they come back to you, which most 99% of the time they never fucking do, but if they come back to you after they've read the book, then you're like, hey, yeah, let's go forward, right? But if they're not even willing to read a damn book to improve themselves, fuck that. Like, I don't have time for that shit, right? We have got so much to do to change not only our lives, but the people's lives that, like, give a fuck and want to change their lives. And that's kind of what yesterday was about, too, with Gary and Tony. They're like, you fucking showed up. You give a fuck about your life. You want more, and you want to get out there and help other people do the same. But we don't have time to fuck around with people that don't give a fuck. Brent said too much F word. Sorry, too much F word for him. I'm so sorry that's offending you. Okay. Anyways, so moving right along. It kind of fucking does. It kind of offends him. Well, whatever. Just get rich and shut the fuck up. Okay, so the bottom, underlined, starred, yes. Yes. There is a thinking stuff from which all things, blah, blah, blah. I love that part. And then, so I'm not going to read all that to you guys, obviously. So what did you want to talk about with chapter 10? Did you guys have any other parts you underlined or wanted to bring up? Things that made you think of? Just unmute yourself. Go for it.
I just kept thinking about you become what you think you are, Earl Nightingale. That just kept coming to me the whole time I read this chapter in Law of Attraction. What you think about, it's going to happen. That's pretty much what I kept. That's what I've got wrote on almost every page.
Mm-hmm. True.
Yep. For me.
Yeah. Love it. Okay. Chapter 11. Acting the certain way. Thought is a creative power or the impelling force which causes the creative power to act. Thinking in a certain way will bring riches to you, but you must not rely upon thought alone, paying no attention to personal action. So this is where we get into, and we've all had the people on our teams that say, I'm just going to go pray about it. I just got to get on my knees and pray. And like, girl, you better be doing that for about 30 seconds or a hot minute and get the fuck up and go work, right? Put on your t-shirt and get out there and pass out some blitz cards. Go invite people to some parties, go Facebook some people, do something, right? Because we all know activity is what's going to bring in the money. You can think about it, but you cannot be on your knees praying all day and all night. Okay. So I boxed in where he said a person must not only think, but his personal action must supplement his thought. By thought, you can cause the gold in the hearts of mountains to be impelled towards you. So if we think about our distributors or people that we want on our teams, if you think about them in forms of that, do I want golden distributors, right? Do I want like, oh man, she's golden, he's golden, this one's got it, check, chart you, show you a Ruby chart now. Ooh, fill that shit up, good, gotta go, great, I'm here to answer any questions, watch me on lives, right? Wouldn't those be golden distributors? So by our thought and our action, right, we can cause the golden distributors, the gold in the mountains, to be impelled toward us. But it's not going to mind itself, right? So we can think about them, but they're not going to just come flocking to us like, hey, I got this vibe that you were wanting to have like the best person sign up for your team that was already self-sufficient, self-motivated, and knew everything about business and finance and network marketing. And oh my God, I've got a network of 5 million people. I want to join your team. Like that doesn't happen, does it? Like very rarely. So never. Maybe to, I don't know, Pam, because she's mastered this fucking shit. But we have to go out and put forth the action. We have to do the events, right? We have to contact the people. We have to do the blah, blah, blah. So on the next page, you must do so, or you must so arrange your own business affairs that you may be able to receive it when it comes to you. So this was really where it gets kind of a lot of, Abraham talks about being in receptive mode, right? So here's the gold. Here's the incredible distributor. But are you open to it? Or have you self-sabotaged it in some way? Are you blocking it? Are you willing to do the work with the person, right? Or whatever it may be. So is your business affairs in line so that you're able to receive it when it comes? And I liked it later when it said on the next page, by thought the thing you want is brought to you, by action you receive it. That's so freaking powerful. Like I've read this book over a dozen times. That never stood out to me. By thought the thing you want is brought to you. You think it's fucking in your vortex, right? We know that. But it's by action that you actually receive it. And it's the daily action, the things that we don't get rewarded for, we don't see our fruits of our labors for immediately. And he talks about that later too, that consistency, right? Your personal activity must be such that you can rightly receive what you want when it reaches you. So your personal activity, your daily things that you're doing, say for example, obviously with It Works in your business, Bran, I know that's not you, but with your, your construction, your daily business, things you're doing every day are going to put you in that receptive mode because you're vibrating at that energy, right? Does that make sense? Yeah, kind of. At the bottom, I underlined where he said, your faith and purpose positively impress your vision upon formless substance. So your faith, right, which is what we don't see yet, but your faith and your purpose, why you're doing this, which has the same desire for more life than you have, and this vision received from you sets all the creative forces at work in and through their regular channels of action, but directed toward you. It's not your job to guide or supervise the creative process. All you have to do is retain your vision, stick to your purpose, and maintain your faith and gratitude. So that's like if we could just sign up a distributor and say, now look, to be successful in this business, all you have to do, right here, it says it right here, all you have to do is to retain your vision, like what the fuck do you want? Stick to your purpose. Why are you doing this, right? Get out there and work. Maintain that faith and belief and grateful heart that it's going to happen before you even have it. There you go. You're going to be a millionaire. Just do that. That's all. Like that's it. What is It Works? Oh, it's just this one sentence right here. That sums it all up, doesn't it? I need to write that down even more. Bigger stars, bigger stars, bigger stars. Lots and lots and lots and lots of stars. Okay. Faith and gratitude. So, again, effort on your part, crucial point in the science of getting rich, where thought and personal action must be combined. And then on the next page, I underlined where This one's important too, because, and you know, in network marketing, and we all have been there, right? And or are right now, where you have to put your whole mind into your present action. And when you've got another job, when you've got kids, when you've got a spouse, sometimes, you know, you don't get your whole mind into present action. And so that's super important to our success, to becoming rich, is that your whole mind can get into it. How many times have we said, Dean, I know you may not have said this, but how many times have like Melissa and Karen, Lindsay, we've said, we just need a month. Like, give me a month in a house, a mansion with a private chef and fucking massage therapists, right? People to do this job we want, laundry, maids, all that. Give us a month. What could we accomplish in 1 month together with our minds collectively together? Like, we could conquer this world, right? If we didn't have any outside distractions. But that's not reality. But somehow, in the midst of all of this, we've still got to find a way to just put our whole mind into it presently. Okay, so I think I mentioned this maybe a couple weeks ago, and it popped into my mind again yesterday. It's something I was saying to Carla on the way home. The Abundance book. You guys remember that? The little green Abundance book? I found it when I was looking for something else a couple weeks ago on the shelf again too. And then it popped again in my mind, it popped again in my mind, it popped again in my mind. So I am personally going to, and if any of you want to join me, I am going to, I found the notebook again. My first notebook that I actually wrote my first paragraphs in. It was a spiral bound notebook, which I never used spiral bound notebooks. So this had to have been 2012. So we're almost in 19? So almost 7 years ago, I found this notebook, 6.5, something like that I did my first 40 days in, and then we kept doing it. I think we did it for like 15 months straight. I don't know. But at the end of it, you know, here we go. We're all massive. You know, our teams had exploded. So I'm going to start that again. September 1st is Saturday. So Saturday, I'm going to start it and go 40 days. So if you guys want to join me, you can. Obviously, we're not going to do anything with it together, but I am going to start doing it again because Carla, she goes, why don't you do it for another 15 months? And I'm like, I fucking am. I'm going to do it again until I make another $2, $3, $4, $5 million. Or 12, because 12 is my number right now, $12 million. I'm etching away at it, right? It needs to happen a little faster. I want it just to all come in a lot faster because, I mean, little here, little there is fine. I'm not complaining by any means, but I'm open to receive $12 million now. Like, just drop that shit in my account. So I'm going to do the Abundance book. Hey, and it says act now. Act now. I am. I'm going to start writing my damn 40 days. All right. I could even start today. I could start today. What is today? The 29th? I got 40 days. I could start today. I'm just going to start today. Never mind. I'm starting today. All right. You can act only where you are. Well, I'm here today, so I'm going to start today. Abundance book coming out tonight. All right. I underlined because this makes me think, you know, with jobs and stuff, don't wait for a change in your environment before you act. Get a change of environment by action. If you don't like where you're working, if you don't like what you're doing, if you don't like your rank, if you don't like your income, you have to start now before you actually get to see that difference. Hold to the one vision of what you want and act now, but you are to begin now to perform these actions in a certain way, which will surely make you rich. So the other part I underlined on the next page where it made me think of rank. Hold the vision of yourself in the right business with the purpose to get into it and have the faith that you will get into it and are getting into it, but act in your present business. So whatever rank you are now, we've all lost rank at times. So whatever rank you are right now, you still have to act in that present rank, right? Even if you want to be a higher rank or that present pay level that you're at, whatever your pay amount is, you still have to act to get to that higher pay level. Your vision of the right business or the right rank for you or the right pay for you, if held with faith and purpose, will cause the supreme power to move the right business towards you, and your action, if performed in a certain way, will cause you to move toward the business. If you are an employee or a wage earner, and I underline this part, we're down here where it said employee, Hold the vision of yourself in the job you want while you act with faith and purpose on the job you have. So you were all at a level, a pay level or a rank right now. And I would gather to say we all want more than what we have right now, right? And so we have to hold the vision of yourself in your job or our rank where we're at, our pay where we're at, but yet have that vision of where we're going. And then I just did the whole big, of course, block of there is a thinking stuff from which all things made, blah, blah, blah. So what part did you guys have out of that chapter? Did you have anything else that stuck out to you? Melissa, I just saw your comment with the spirits of the dead. At first, because I listened to it at first and then I read it on the way down to the social tonight because I just wanted to make notes. I listened to it today before I picked Tara from school. But that part, I didn't really take it as dead people or dead spirits. If anything, I think maybe back then in the early 1900s, they were talking about, there was probably more witchcraft or voodoo stuff or, questionable things that people did to tap into that was not of God, right? And so it would be more not, of the light. But the way I read it, because like I said, I listened to it and then I read it again, and I think it makes me think of people that are just not awake. Don't deal with people that are awake. Don't try to communicate or don't try to involve yourself or be around them or their occults, the negative people, the people that are like stupid, right? Did you guys have any other things? Anything else on that chapter? Okay, chapter 12. I love this. This is so cool that this was written in the early 1900s. And here we are today, the multitasking society of the world that seems to be in much worse of shape than we were 100 years ago, right? So this is all about being present and being efficient on your task, on what you're doing before you move on to the next. So I love how he says you can advance only by being larger than your present place. No one is larger than his present place that leaves undone any of the work pertaining to that place. So, like if I think in our business, so the only way you're going to, like, for example, like Lindsay with your loyal customers, right? You do the letters and you ID numbers and you guys are in huge contact with your loyal customers, right? So you have your keto page and how many couple hundred new customers have come on because of that. Like you are advancing in that because you are presently taking care of that. So that gives space for growth. Does that make sense? Kind of, yes. So you can advance only by being larger than your present place. So your customer base is growing because you're taking care of what needs to be taken care of. You're being efficient with those customers and you're in that present place there. So where he said only those who more than fill their present places advance in the world. So you guys are offering more value. I think he goes on to say this, and Gary Vee talked about this yesterday too, more value to the people currently. And that's why there's so much more expansion. That's why you're seeing people order more, or why you're seeing more customers come on, or your keto events have new people at them, your guests and things like that, because you are doing what is supposed to be done, filling that present need. On the next page, I loved where he talked about social evolution. And then in the animal world, evolution is caused by an excess of life. So when an organism has more life than can be expressed in the functions of its own plane, it develops the organs of a higher plane and a new species is originated. There never would have been new species had not been organisms that more than filled their places. So it's us, our teams, people that are efficient in what they're doing, in growing their businesses, that causes that evolution to the next level, right? I mean, that's how we promote. We have people that are efficient at what they're doing. They're doing a good job, partying or social media or whatever they're doing in order to evolve to the next level. The law is exactly the same for you. You getting rich depends on you're applying this principle to your own affairs. Every day is either successful or a failure. Your day is a success or a failure. And it is the successful days that get you what you want. If every day is a failure, you're never going to get rich. Well, if every day is a success, you cannot fail to get rich. So it's looking at your days and saying, what can I accomplish today that I'm going to be successful at? It's not, and I love how he goes on the next page where he talks about do every day all that can be done that day. There is a limitation though. And this is where I think in today's age, the shoulds and the musts. Tony talked about this again last night. Should, quit shitting on yourself, right? Shitting on yourself. The shoulds and the must. So he says do every day all that can be done that day, but there is a limitation. However, a limitation or qualification of the above that you must make into account. You are to not overwork nor to rush blindly to your business in the effort to do the greatest possible number of things in the shortest possible time. Don't do tomorrow's work. Don't do next week's work in a day. It is not the number of things you do, but the efficiency of each separate action that counts. So we all have lists, right? We make lists, or we have ways that we track things we need to do, things we need to accomplish. And we feel success when we can check something off our list. Ooh, I made that phone call. Cross it off. Yes, done. Hate making phone calls, right? So when I have to make phone calls and when I get them done, like I have literally had on my list since Christmas to call my Aunt Donna. It's fucking September and I've not called her. Swear to God, I can show you the list right now. Still with her phone number. It's a 401 number, not 812, 401 something. I have rewritten it 12 times and put it at the top of the damn list, and I haven't picked up the phone to call. It's not because I don't want to talk to her. I love her to pieces. Fucking hate talking on the phone. And it's not been like this major priority. So I'm like, shit, I'm failing. I'm not calling. It's fine. I'll call her next time. I'll see her at Christmas. Okay. So a year's going to go by. I've got to make the damn phone call. Right? So we have to be efficient in what we're doing in each separate action. And when you feel that success with each separate action, then that is what is moving you along. So it's not trying to zigzag here, do this, and you've got stuff all over the place and you're like, oh my God, I don't even remember why I went into this room. Where am I going? What am I doing? Oh, I've got 50 million things to do. It's like, just pick a couple things, right? They talk about your 6 list and it works now, right? They've got that on the game plan finally. So pick a couple things, pick a few things. No matter what it is, even if it's go get a massage and, get your toes painted and, do 10 follow-ups, whatever, just do it. So then you're like, check, it's off my list. I'm done. I had to get my nails done today. They were bad. I had one of them completely breaking off. It's done. I'm good. Nails are done. I don't need to see you again for 3 weeks. So it's a check. I was successful. I successfully got my nails done. And then I circled where he said, the cause of failure is doing too many things in an inefficient manner and not doing enough things in an efficient manner. So if you do them efficiently, you will become rich. So it's no different in charting, right? Alana, I talked to her last week. She's like, Stacey, I really need you to sit down with me and chart. I'm like, girl, it's the end of the month. Like, what the fuck? And I love her to pieces. And that's what I said to her. I'm like, what the fuck? Why have you not charted? They found a girl that was canceled. I'm like, her kid should have shipped last month. It's been a month. How have you not known this? You've not been in your fucking tree viewer for 3 weeks? How have you not done that? You have to chart people. That's your job. She hates it. I'm like, you have to love it. You have to be good at charting people or you're not going to promote. I'm not going to fucking chart you to ambassador. You need to chart your damn self to ambassador. I've charted you all the way to triple. She's like, but I haven't promoted since you charted me. I'm like, well, then go fucking chart yourself. I'm not the magic pen. I am the magic pen. But I love you. But you got to go do it, right? You've got to be efficient in your business on a daily basis. And I'm not saying if you chart every day. I don't chart every day. I chart once a week. Depending on where my people are at or what's going on with them, I'll chart once a week. And I'll say, hey, blah, 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 let's talk about this. Let's go over this together. We'll pop on a Zoom and I'll, my newbies and go through stuff like that. But we have to be efficient at that if you want to be rich. And that's part of what we do. we chart, because we're not going to make money if we don't promote, right? Some way, shape, or form. And then I underlined where he said, we can make each separate act a success in itself, and you can certainly do, you certainly blah, 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 and this you can do, certainly do. You can make each act a success because all power is working with you, and all power cannot fail. Power is at your service, and to make each act efficient, you only have to put power into it. Every action is either strong or weak. And when every action is strong, you are acting in a certain way that will make you rich. You guys know what that is. You know what it is. It's no different than Alana. She didn't want to do it. She didn't want to chart. She don't like it. She's never been good at it. She'll tell you that. She has never been good at charting. She's never liked it. It's never something she wants to do. It's just not the way her brain's wired. And so it's not something she likes to do. And so there's not a lot of power into it, which is why she says, hey, come help me, come sit down with me. You look at my chart, you look at my computer, and she wants me to put my power into it, right? And so I get it. I totally get it. But we've got to put our power into what we want. If it's an event, Lindsay, you guys are doing these keto events, you're putting your power into that, right? You've learned, you've educated yourself, and you're going out and you're putting your heart, even if you're coming home and you're hooking up to an IV bag in your master bedroom, right? You're still putting your power into it. You're like, hold me up for a minute and then I'm out. That was me after I had my surgery several months ago. I was like, Lisa, went in the bathroom, I puked, and I'm like, girl, juice me up right now with all the shit you got. I got to get up there and perform in front of these people. Soon as I was done, I was like, whoa, I'm out again. Cannot handle, right? We got to put our power into it when we got to put it in. And we were efficient, right? Lindsay, you were efficient. You got the shit done. You need to get done, and then you fucking were out. And that has to happen sometimes, and it's okay. It's part of it, right? Peace out. I'm going to die. I'm going to shit myself. I was puking. You were shitting, right? So, it's all good. It's part of it. How'd you get to Ambassador? Well, I just, got up on stage and then got off and shit myself and got an IV in my bedroom. That's how we do this. That's how we get it done, people. It is not sugar-coated, but it is on social media, right? No, Gary Vee talks about vulnerability. That was so good. Oh, so good. The video I shared today, you really only need to listen to about 40 minutes of it. Then he does Q&A for like the last 20 minutes. But the first 40 minutes was super powerful. His whole thing yesterday was powerful. So then I underlined where he said, putting your whole power of your faith and purpose into it. It is at this point that the people who separate mental power from personal action fail. They use the power of mind in one place and at one time, and they act in another way in another place at another time, so their acts are not successful in themselves. We've seen that with people a million times, right? They'll be at a one team, one mission. They're like, yes, I'm doing this. I believe it. I'm going all in. I'm going diamond. You're like, you're not fucking going diamond. You had one person show up at your party, and you ain't even scheduled 10 more parties. Let alone the fact you have zero following on social media and your mom hates you. Nobody likes you. You have zero integrity. You're not going diamond. You're saying you're doing, but your action's not matching it. It's not happening. There's no power. So then you're like, oh God. All right, read this book. Read GoPro. And then talk to me when you're done. I can't tell you how many of the newbies that I did those calls with, and I'm like, please read GoPro. Listen to it on audio, buy the book, go to the library. I don't care. When you're done with that book, please send me a message. Guess how many people I've heard from? Zero have messaged me back and said, oh my God, I read GoPro. It's the best book ever. Fuck. They're not getting any more of my attention. You're not getting a follow-up message from me or anything. If you can't fucking read a book that's like 100 pages long, come on. You're not serious about this business, right? Catch me again when you you're still broke in 6 months or a year. I don't know. Whatever. Again, we got to think about who we're surrounding ourselves with, right? I love you, but not as much as I love myself and my own damn family, right? We cannot go down that rabbit hole with them. They swallow the wrong fucking pill. That's the problem. They swallow the wrong pill. And until somebody, I gave them the right pill, but they chose not to swallow it. Because shit, if I go down this pill, then fuck, I can't ever be oblivious again, right? I can't ever be a victim again if I go down this pill. She's going to want to hold me accountable to shit. Or I'm going to hold myself accountable. Whoa. That's a big pill to fucking swallow, right? You're like, fuck, look around. This is my life. I created this. Fuck. What the fuck was I doing? What was I thinking? Get this shit straight. People don't want to swallow that pill. It's okay. God bless them. There's others out there that do, right? The gold is out there in the mines. We've just got to find the mine, M-I-N-E, not mind, but really in the mind. That's good. The gold is out there in the mines. I need to write that shit down. I'm going to write down, hang on. Let me write that down. The gold is out there in the mines. That's really good. You may be like, that's not really good. Well, it's good to me. All right, but if all the power goes into every act, no matter how commonplace, every act will be success in itself. And since it is the nature of things that every success opens the way to another success. So I put like all of this across the top because to me, this screams. It screams. If all power goes into every act, no matter how commonplace, passing out a fucking Blitz card, doing a party, doing a health fair, doing a 5K, messaging people on social media, doing a virtual party, right? That seems pretty fucking common, right? That's shit we do all the time. But if all power goes into it, you know when you show up and you've got your A game versus when you just show up, right? But if you show up with that A game, no matter how commonplace, every act will be a success in itself. And since it's the nature of things that every success opens the way to other successes, your progress toward what you want and the progress of what you want toward you will become increasingly rapid. How many times have we seen that? Remember that successful action is cumulative in its results. We talk about that, right? We talk about the snowball. Put the snowball together. We're going to have a party, and we're going to have another, and we're going to have 10 more, and we're going to talk to 50 more people, and we're going to write 100 more names down, and then we're going to go blitzing 12 more times, and then we're going to talk to 500 more people, and then we're really going to have 12 million more parties, and we're still going to do it, right? Even though it's just like I had a party. Why do I need another one? I don't know. Do you open the doors of Starbucks one day and be like, well, I opened it one day. Why would I need to open another one? Who says that, right? Obviously, I was at Tony and Gary Vee yesterday, right? Fuck this, fuck that. And every other speaker was like, fuck this, fuck that. They were all like, fuck, fuck, fuck. Catch your snowball. And then what happens? It's cumulative. Then you see pop, right? How fast is that pop? How bad are they obsessed with it? How much do they obsess over it? That determines how fast that pop is, right? The more things attach, I love this part where he says, since the desire for more life is inherent in all things, when a person begins to move toward larger life, more things attach themselves to him, and the influence of his desire is multiplied. How many times have you seen that in your organization? Your influence, your desire. Pam was talking yesterday about one of the leaders. She didn't mention any names. Somebody, who knows, she deals with a bunch of shit with some of those triples and presidentials. But she said that somebody was complaining that she was talking about bonuses and that they had built this girl to diamond and built several girls to diamond, and they didn't even take over. They didn't even take that leadership position. They didn't even appreciate that I built them to diamond, and they didn't run with it. And Pam goes, you were building for your bonus. So why would you be pissed at them that they didn't take ownership in it, or that they didn't run with it, or they didn't appreciate it? It was about your bonus, which is perfectly fine. You're building for your bonus. Always go build for your bonus. It's your bonus. It's your business. It's your life. It's your family. But don't be pissed at other people because they don't have that same vision and belief that you do. That makes no sense. They're a cream of crop will rise to the top. There'll be somebody out of those 25 people in that diamond organization, you know, the person in the other 24. There'll be somebody in that organization that wants to run with this and then goes and does the same thing, and they're building for their bonus and their vision, right? We've all seen that. We've all had people on our teams like that. But don't get pissed at the Ruby that you built a Ruby when she didn't give a shit or doesn't get it or don't want to do anything with it, right? You were building towards your rank, your promotion, your check, your bonus. Thank God she was there and part of it. And Pam's like, oh, then there was a girl that was there. She and her husband, they're doubles, and they live here somewhere somewhat local, not here local, but somewhere in Florida, because they've been to a couple of One Team One missions. And she said, well, we're really focusing on, how did she put it? It was along the lines, I can't remember the word she used. It'll come to me. Like, bringing up leaders where they're double diamonds. So they're looking in there at their rubies and their emeralds, developing. We are now developing leaders. And when we get to the point where we feel like we've developed these people, then we'll be ready to promote to the next level to triple. And Pam's like, who the hell told you to develop leaders? Are you shitting me right now? What are you talking about? You should be out there building for your bonus. You should be building for triple diamond. Right now, there's a triple diamond bonus on the line. Why are you not going for it? These people sign up. It's a given for them to sign up 12 to 20 distributors per month. That's just, I don't know what they do. I don't know how they build social media, but I don't know what they do because I don't even know her name. His name's Johnny Jumpman, if you've heard of them. He used to be a bartender, but they sign up a lot of people. Their enrollments are high, and that's what Pam's saying. She goes, your enrollments are high. Why? You're always on my Zooms. Why are you not going and building? Well, we're developing. She goes, quit developing people. You develop yourself. Develop yourself. Other people will come along or they won't. You'll find the people that want to run and develop themselves. And they develop themselves by watching you develop yourself. You're not going to develop leaders, and then once they're a leader, then you take your team to the next level. These people aren't even going to freaking be there. They may not even be the ones that get you to the next level. You can't develop people. You can only develop you. And I was like, oh, damn, that's good. That makes so much sense. So anyways, that all just, I don't know, runs perfectly, I think. Everything. It's just so crazy how it's all like perfect timing. I don't know. And again, the efficient way, vision while you act, or you're doing each act, however trivial or commonplace. It's the vision, right? It's the obsession. It's what you're obsessed about that you want next. If you wish speedy results, spend practically all your spare time in this practice. If you want it to happen faster, give up everything else, right? Become super efficient at getting shit done, and it'll happen faster, right? Turn everything else off, which sometimes, Karen, Shar, we know that's hard with kids, right? So it's hard to, you got to give attention to your children. Holy shit. I listened to, Karen, you need to listen to this. I'll get the link to it. Shar, yours aren't old enough yet. But I listened to Dr. Joe Dispenza. Today he had a live Zoom, and it was on the teenage brain, boys starting at age 9 and girls a little bit older than that, and the hormones and what is physically happening in the brain that you cannot control or change, and how you as a parent, you're now aware of it because he's made it very, very clear to you scientifically what's going on in an easy to understand way. 15 minutes for the girl, 15 minutes for the boy. And then here's what you can do to help this child through this transition phase from childhood to adulthood and not lose them. Because isn't that the biggest thing? Like, as teenagers, we're all wild, we're crazy, blah, blah, blah. But anyways, I don't know where I went from that, but that was incredible. That was super incredible. So I will send it to you, Karen, because that was so good. I was like, best 30 minutes ever. I'm going to have Trey listen to it. But I was like, damn, shit, that really is happening, which Trey said something to me. He's almost 14. And he's not, there's a little girl. She ain't little, but there's a girl that he's friends with. And she just, has, of course, that all whole perfect everything. But they're just friends. But her mom started to bring him home from school. And they want to go to the jumping fun or whatever. Okay, so you got yourself a girl one friend. He won't admit it. But we were talking about geometry. And last week when I picked him up one day from school, and long story short, I told him I failed geometry my first time. My teacher was very concerned about the chips on his desk for the number of days he was sober. And I was super social, and I didn't give a fuck about geometry. All I cared about was as soon as I could get to lunch, we got to leave, and then, I'd go to my boyfriend's house, and all that was good. So it was not about his damn chips or those lines or coordinates or any of that, but I didn't tell Trey that part. But I was just like, he was a drunk. So anyways, I failed. So I said I retook it again as a senior. That was sophomore. Retook it again as a senior, and I was in class with all my brother's friends, all his baseball friends. They were all freshmen or sophomores. I don't remember. Freshmen, I think, because I was a senior. They were all freshmen. And so I got to sit by them, and I got an A in that class. And he goes, did they all think you were hot? I go, what? He goes, yeah. Did all his friends think you were hot? And I'm like, where the hell did that come from? Hot? I don't know if they thought I was hot. I don't give a shit what they thought. Just put your paper over so I can get the answer so I pass this shit. That's all I cared about. So I was like, well, they just helped me out. They helped me out with the class. They let me sit by them and help me out. I'm like, A, B, C, whatever the fucking answer is, give it to me. Because I didn't do anything. And that lady, I sat in the back and I copied every single thing. I got an A. Never get A. I couldn't even tell you one thing about geometry. I couldn't draw a pentagon right now or a hexagon. I don't know how many sides. 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Octagon's a stop sign. That's about all I know. Nothing else do I need. What did he say in this book? To get rich, add, subtract, multiply, divide. I got that shit down pat, and I've made millions. What the fuck else do you need anything else for? I don't know, unless you're an architect. But anyway, so after I listened to that today, I'm like, oh, no wonder Trey asked if they thought I was hot. It, like, physically, you cannot stop it. What happens inside of their brains, you can't stop it from happening. I'm like, well, fuck, when's it going to turn off? You know, sometimes it just doesn't ever turn off, all that crazy shit up there. But anyway, side note. Okay, so speedy results. Moving right along. Your faith and purpose and cause your best effort to be put forth. Contemplate your picture in your leisure hours. Leisure. Who the fuck has leisure hours anymore? Until when you're getting massages, right? Until your consciousness is so full of it that you can grasp it instantly. You'll become so enthused with its bright promises that the mere thought of it will call forth the strongest energies of your whole being. So last night on the way home, Carla says to me, she goes, all right, so have you thought about the cruise, the Come As You Are party in the year 20, she wants it 2020, Denise wants it like 7 years out. And I'm like, no, it's too far. 2020 sounds good. 2 years from now, Come As You Are. And I said, I can see it. I can see myself on stage. I've got my book that I've written. I'm speaking. I can see myself coming out, waving. I said, I just don't know what I'm wearing. And she goes, you don't know what you're wearing? I go, I'm not fucking naked. I just don't know what I'm wearing. I haven't seen the outfit yet. And she's like, oh, okay. And so she tells me what she's wearing when she sees herself on stage. And she's got this tailored slate blue gray dress, and I'm like, that looks totally like you. I can totally see that, but I'm edgy. So I need something that's going to be like, bam, bitch. What the fuck is she going to say? I'm probably going to drop an F-bomb or two because I've got to, be me. Right. And so that's edgy. And so I'm like, I need an outfit. So she's like, well, you need to go shopping. I'm like, I do need to go shopping. I don't know where I'm going shopping around here, but maybe the Foxy Lady. I'm probably going to the Foxy Lady in Sarasota. But I got to find my outfit. So contemplate your picture in your leisure. But I can see myself on stage now like that, like boom. I am talking health. I am talking money. I don't know what I'm talking. Pam told me yesterday, she goes, you better start speaking up a lot more because you got a lot more to share and you better start being more vocal. I was surprised the live that she had us on. Was it Monday night? Yeah, Monday night. She even said to me, you're doing a lot of cooking. You're doing a lot of cooking. You're doing a lot with food and nutrition and you're vegan and you're keto. I was like, whoa, okay, you just said that on your live. All right, well, yeah, I am. So anyways, there's that. I'm glad they embraced that because that is what's going forth. All right, so the last part where it says there is a thinking stuff, that's something like we need to memorize. That needs to be completely memorized. And we need to say that all the time. Write it in your journal at least once a night because that's really huge when we can grasp all of this. And like I said, of course, it's built on itself. It's going to keep building. All that can be done each day, doing each separate thing in an efficient manner. All right, what did you guys get anything from chapter 12 that you wanted to share?
Hey, I don't have anything to share about it simply because this is the first time these 3 chapters as far as this current reading goes. Mm-hmm. Just because I actually thought this was tomorrow night, so I thought I was going to get caught up on my reading.
Oh.
So sorry.
That's fine.
I mean, more than week to have things to chime in and say. So I was kind of just skimming and listening and learning and underlying as you were talking. So
that's cool. It's all good. We're busy. We got shit going on, right? That's
the
beauty of this.
Shit going on. So yes.
Yeah, you're hooked up to an IV. I guess it's shit literally going on for you. I'm gonna give you a pass out, Lindsay. pass out. Not
Just
literally.
remember to squeeze your cheeks.
Yeah, squeeze tight. Squeeze the Charmin. Oh, FYI, side note, went to the dentist, the holistic dentist last week or 2 weeks ago. If you're using any other toilet paper besides Charmin, now unless it's like a 7th generation or something like that, Charmin's the only one that's not putting mercury in their toilet paper. Yeah. Yep. That's what he told me. This man, like he sat there and rattled off just tons, food, nutrition, personal care products. He was like, oh yeah, this one here, and here's the studies on this and this and this, and they're putting this and da 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 da. Like he was just rattling it off. And I was
You
like,
said this was the dentist?
the dentist. Yeah. Yeah. My holistic dentist is taking 3 of my mercury fillings out next month. When I get back from Abraham, he's going to take these 3 out. I've got 2 on the bottom and 1 on the top. He measures them with the electrical current thing to see what they're reading out, how many, whatever, megahertz or whatever, I don't know, they're putting out. And then this side here is more reads higher. And then I've got 2 over here that have to come out. They don't have to come out. I don't have any, like, I haven't been tested for mercury. I don't feel like I have any side effects of mercury toxicity for anything, but just for safety purposes and future purposes, I'm going to have these out.
Yeah.
And then these 2 over here. But yeah, he was telling me all about that. But don't buy any toilet paper unless it's the organic kind or Charmin.
Wow.
Yeah. Side note.
Did not know that.
All right. So we're going to talk about skills and knowledge real quick for feng shui. I know you guys may or may not have gotten everything done. Where's my map? On fame and reputation, which was the back center of your house. I mean, if you haven't, that's totally fine too. Brent comes home today with literally a plant this big, like probably 2 foot tall, nothing but red chili peppers this long coming off the top of it everywhere. Just tons and tons and tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of red chili peppers. And then another bright green plant that has these beautiful red blooms in the center of it. It's like, I'm planting that all out there in that pot. And you go right ahead. Then tonight we're at the Boca thing, and Lisa and her husband, Paul, are there. And another couple was there, chiropractor and his wife. And Paul just got this new office, and something got said about, oh, tonight this feng shui, and Paul's like, yeah, she wants to do something in my bathroom and hang. And I said, oh, I know, Brent's, his man cave's in the prosperity corner. He's like, yeah, did he let you change all that? And I said, if I said that purple, green, red, and gold are going to make you millions, would you give a rat's ass if they were in the room or not? Do you want to fight over orange and silver? And he's like, well, no. And I love Paul to pieces. He's like, well, and I'm like, who gives a shit? If it brings you millions, do you care what color is in what room? Or where she puts a Buddha or I said, Brent's got a huge amethyst paperweight on his desk now. Why? Because money's fucking rolling in. He don't care. You have to come to a point where you don't care. Do you want the money or do you want to look cool in your man cave? I said, I tape shit up underneath. I've hid shit in drawers. She's like, okay, but you can hide it. I'm like, yeah, you can hide it. You can. Do you want to hide some of your success or do you want that shit all out there in the open? What do you want? I mean, I don't care. It's up to you. But he's just like, okay. And Lisa's like, yeah, tell him. I'm like, yeah, your bathroom is going to be covered in purple and red if that's what it needs. So anyways, skills and knowledge. Front left-hand corner of the house. So you walk in, we did career, skills and knowledge. So if you're looking at your house, it's your front left-hand corner of your house. For me, that is Taylor's bedroom, her closet, laundry room, her bathroom, and the pantry where all the food is. So that's skills and knowledge. So here's why you want to up your skills and knowledge. Better grades for those of us that have kids. Or me. Did I tell you about my auricular therapy class I had to take? Did I tell you guys about that? The ear acupuncture? Carla texted me last week. Side note. And she goes, Stacy, have you taken the auricular therapy class? I'm like, oh, no, no. Out of all the classes, that was like going to be the last one I was going to do. It's ear acupuncture. And like the ear represents the whole body. So everything to do with the body is on the ear and on the inside and on the folds and all. I'm like, she goes, I literally have taken all my classes except for auricular therapy, and I cannot write my dissertation until I pass this class. And I've taken the test 5 times, and I cannot figure it out. I don't know what to do. Can you help me? I'm like, fuck. I don't want to take auricular therapy right now. I'm in the middle of Quantum Doctor, fucking acing those things. So I'm like, sure, no problem. Let me look at the book. So I order the book, $75 book. Get the book in. Great. It's fucking thick. It's this thick. Damn it. 10 videos, an hour and a half to 2 hours each. So I'm like, all right, let's go. Bring this shit in. I ain't got time for this. I had other plans this week, other stuff I had to do. I do not have time to sit here and spend 25 fucking hours on auricular therapy because I don't give a shit about it. I don't want to do someone's ear acupuncture. I can barely get these fingernails in my own damn ear. Remember I told you that today, Lindsay? Q-tip. Heal everything. Fucking done, right? So anyways, I real quickly, it was the lights a little off. Okay, Brent turned one of the lights off on me. All right. So I listened to like a video and a half or 2 videos in the car back and forth during the week last week. And I'm like, this man's speaking way too slow. I need someone faster. I need to learn. I'm just going to get the book. I'm going to get the book. I've got the book. I'm going to open the book. I'm going to look at the charts. I'm going to look at the diagrams. And then I'm going to go to the test. 75 question test. So anyways, I spend an hour on it Saturday night. I'm like, oh, this ain't that bad. All the answers are here in the book. I can find this shit up. It's called an index. Like you find the keyword in the sentence and you go to the index and you go to the part of the book and you find it and you're like, oh, yeah, check, got that shit. Fuck, I don't care about it. I don't want to read all this. It's not interesting to me. So then the last, 25 questions are the ear. And there's A, B, C, D, and E. And I'm thinking, fuck, no wonder this held her up. You've got every point, every A has a point on the ear, like a point. B has a point, C has a point, and I'm thinking, shit, I've got to find the region. Is this the helix? Is this the anti-helix? Is this the lobe? Is this the concha? Is this the superior fascia? Blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, okay, I got to find it. Then I got to figure out, does this go to the stomach or the heart? Or does this to the lung? Or what is this? So anyways, okay, I'm done. I realize that I find the spot. I don't need A, B, C, or D, or E. I just need to pick one of them. Which one is it? Here's the forehead. Okay, great. Which one is the forehead? B's the forehead. Okay, great. Good. B's the forehead. Well, what if I touch B? What but? So I get to the test. I'm done. I'm like, sweet. I'm done. I got this. 2 hours invested in it. 2 hours. Yes. 75 questions done. I get to the damn test. The ear part does not want to know anything about what body part or what it can fix. Is this going to fix smoking, or is this going to get rid of a drug addiction, or is this going to get rid of your sciatica? They didn't care. They just wanted A, B, C, D, or E. I'm like, are you shitting me right now? So I text Carla. I'm like, girl, I just fucking got a 92%. She goes, how the fuck did you do that? I'm like, I took the damn test. The shit's in the book. It's a chart. It's on the charts. I read the charts. Oh my God, send me your test. So she goes, I'm not even going to feel bad about it. I've tried this 5 times. I've read this book. I've asked my sister-in-law that's an acupuncturist, and she couldn't even figure it out. I'm like, well, I don't know. I just fucking looked at charts. It's not that hard. So I send her all 19 pages of this test, okay? So Monday night, she's like, I'm going to take my test. I'm like, I gave you that thing yesterday, and you still haven't done it? Let's sit down and do it. So she sits down, and she answers the questions. She misses a couple, and she gets like a 96 or something. I don't know. %. And she's like, I said, look at the end. They just want A, B, C, D, or E. And she goes, the whole time. She has finished every single class in her doctorate. Every class. Except for this one. She goes, I was making it way too difficult. I thought it was going to be so hard. I said, I did too. That's why I wasn't going to do it. But I'm like, thanks, Carla, because I got what I thought was going to be the hardest thing off. The rest of the shit's going to be a piece of fucking cake. I'm going to finish this shit out like tonight before I go to bed, right? No, I'm joking. But anyways, better grades? Do you want better grades? Side note, you guys are like, you're rambling. Better grades. You can get them with doing feng shui. You can definitely get better grades on auricular therapy. I didn't even know how to say that. I didn't know that was a word until last week. Make better decisions, be more creative, be better business people, attract opportunities, situations, and people to help in all areas of your life. Tap into your inner wisdom. Look at the fucking chart. There you go. I tapped into my inner wisdom. Find the inner strength and the will to begin a seemingly omnibus or overwhelming task. No wonder I got that shit done. And then have better relationships. Okay. So if you should listen to this. So if you could feng shui one area of your home, this should be the one. And I'm like, damn, it's all about the money, right? It's skills and knowledge because it gives you the knowledge to accomplish everything else. Okay. So that is super important. This is the area. Okay. So what she says, this seems to be like the unglamorous title, right? Unimportant things, but this is vitally important. Our ability to think, rationalize, and purposely hone in on our minds is what separates us from other creatures on earth. Life is a learning process, and the more smarts you have, the better off you'll be. So the feng shui practitioners just call this section wisdom. And that's the thing, knowledge, right? Information is out there, but we want to be wise. And this section will help you be wise. Okay. So if you don't have the wisdom to make proper choices, you may never recognize the opportunities and the abundance that's right in front of you. The term wisdom means more than just knowing a lot of facts. She knows plenty of people have tons of stuff, blah, 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 but they make bad choices. Wisdom is an insightful understanding of what is right, appropriate, or true. With wisdom, you can more easily accumulate the things you want out of life. And that's what it's all about, right? Check. Science of getting rich. Experiences. Having more, doing more, experiencing more. Okay? So, here you go. You ready? Oh, yes. Here's where all this blue shit goes. Remember the picture I sent you guys the other day? Blue. Blue. My bathroom is painted fucking blue. Imagine that. Blue is where this corner of your house is. Blue. Okay? Anything blue. Anything blue. Blue jeans. Viagra. She seriously said Viagra. We are not putting Viagra. No, we are not. That is a hell to the no. Okay. Blue is for skills. We actually got to see the guy that created Viagra's house. It was flipping huge. The only 3-acre tract on a private island in Miami. Huge home. Probably goes along with huge. All right, books. If you go into my laundry room, books are in the cabinets next to the light bulbs and the laundry detergent and the extra crap that whatever's up in those cabinets. Books. And be specific about your books because it's skills and knowledge. So like one of my books is Jack Canfill's Success Principles. Another book is The Science of, Why We Want You to Be Rich, Robert Kiyosaki and Donald Trump. Another book is, that's where masters and their retreats were. No, that was in Helpful People in Travel. Never mind. That was over there in Helpful People Travel. But I've got a lot of different books that I want knowledge on. Oh, Tony Robbins, Unshakable is one that's in there. Okay. Obviously, if it's your garage, set up a little spot to display all your stuff. Bookends symbolize the skill of yours, blah, 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 if you've got those. Books, 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 books. That's so funny. It says a friend of mine has bookends held up by blue, polished, geode bookends. He's into geology. Okay, so this is hilarious. Look at this. I'm going to send this to you guys again because I don't know if you could see it. I don't know if maybe let me look and see if you can see it. That picture that I sent you guys about the blue stuff. What is all this blue shit? Where was that picture? Oh, I may have taken it from the... Let me look. Isn't it great that it saves all our pictures? Oh, you can't see it, but if you look in the picture on the back behind the SCR, do you see that kind of moon-shaped thing, half semicircle shaped thing? Not the one laying down, but the one standing up. The other side of that are geode bookends. That's crazy. Ha ha ha. All right, light. Light is super important in this area. It's a traditional cure that can energize just about anything, but used here in skills and knowledge, it can be especially meaningful. So anything that's why I've got light bulbs in this part of my house. The light bulbs are in the cabinet next to the books. Lamps with light bulbs, candles. I've got candles in those cabinets. Just a light bulb with the proper intent will do the trick, and that's what I did. Shed some light on the subject, gain enlightenment. So light helps with knowledge and intelligence. Lamps, make sure if you have a lamp it's plugged in. It does not have to be on for good feng shui though, but it has to be plugged in. Food, pantry, check. Pantry's in my skills and knowledge section. If your kitchen is in this corner of your home, intend that all the food you buy become food for thought. Who would have thought Captain Crunch and lamb chops could be so useful? Food for thought. That's cool. Things that remind you of wisdom, like a lamp of knowledge, a scale of justice, judge's gavel, a chess game, straight A report card, those cute little intelligent dolphins, whatever it is. Anything that makes you think of higher thoughts, put it there. Then symbols of mentors or wise people, like a statue of Solomon. She said that he's the guy in the Bible when God asked him what he wanted, he responded wisdom. He knew if he had wisdom, he could get through the other stuff, money, land, health, anything else he needed. You can also use the 3 wise men, even if it's not Christmas, put it in the cabinet. Merlin the magician, Yoda, any of those, Gandhi, Einstein, pictures, posters, toys, whatever, it doesn't matter. Just whatever represents wisdom. Metal, sharp as a tack, razor sharp mind. Okay, so those are some things. Think of metal. Help illustrate how metal can suggest great intelligence. She says, remember the 1 cent cure, a penny? It's metal. It has Lincoln on it. Who else is known for intelligence and wisdom? Lincoln. Penny for your thoughts? Save the pennies here and see what comes of it. So what if you have, like we have a bowl in our laundry room in the drawer. And so Brent doesn't keep change in his truck. I keep change in my car in the little ashtray part, but he doesn't. So he puts his change in this bowl. Or if we find change in the washing machine, dryer, that kind of stuff, then we'll throw it in the bowl that's in the drawer in the laundry room. So water, washer, got the washer in there. Taylor's bathroom. All right, water is super important. Borrowing water from next door in the career, which obviously we've done career, enliven this gua to invite wisdom your way, from a little bud vase to a hot tub. Whatever gets you into the stream of consciousness. Black counts as water, right? So as long as you can use water, you can use the color that symbolizes it. Nuns, priests, Quakers, Shakers, hang your black garb here. That's what she said. Black, anything black in that section. Wood, borrow the element from the gua on the other side, which is family. Wood works well placed intentionally to attract wisdom. All the paper in those books are trees in action. Green, wood and green, same thing in feng shui. Use green plants, dollar bills, clothes, paint, anything green. Green, 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 green in that section. Meditation items. If you find your wisdom by meditating, hell yeah, we do, right? This area of the home will yield the best insights. Create a quiet retreat using your bench, chair, or pillows. There's no way in hell I'm meditating in the laundry room. But meditating items that make you think of meditating CDs, I don't know. Maybe I should start meditating in Taylor's room when she's gone during the day. Put myself a chair in there. Altars of thanksgiving. Creating a small place in this gua to remind you of things that you have been thankful for can add wisdom to your awareness. Symbols of the skills or knowledge you want to have. College students put things here to symbolize your major. Ooh, I need to go do that. I missed that part. I need to go print out my PhD, my mock PhD. Put that there. And while you're working on this, consider removing the collection of beer bottles from around the world. I think Brent has old beer mugs, bar glasses in one of the cabinets. I'll be removing those tomorrow. Hobbyist, work your craft here. All right. So those are all the things you should have. Did you guys get the list of things you should have? Okay. Here's what you don't want. No clutter. Clean out the drawers. Clean out the cabinets. Throw the shit away. Thinking clearly requires clear space. And in this skills and knowledge section, it's massive. No clutter. Is this your garage? Is this a guest room that you throw shit in? Where is that for you? Okay? Don't clutter your mind with unnecessary stuff in your living quarters, including the whole house, but definitely not the skills and knowledge. Things that stop the thought process. This is crazy. Alcohol, drugs, poisons, cigarettes. So think of poisonous chemicals, pesticides, bug sprays, things like that. They all cloud the thought process and should be kept away from here. Obviously, hopefully nobody has a bar. Does anybody have a bar in that area? A juice bar would be a good idea in that area. Or if it has to be an alcohol bar, put juice in there with it. She said, sorry about the cig smokers, but it's really not wise to smoke, even if it makes you relax so you can think. So listen to this. So in my Quantum University class, there's a private page, a Facebook page, and somebody posts about this book, The Black Butterfly, something or another. Anyway, I ordered the book. I'm like, I'll order the book. Sure, I'll read it eventually, or if not anything, I'll get what I need out of it. So I get it in, open it up, and I turn to this paragraph, these couple paragraphs, and it talks about, the book's all about being enlightened, and from what I can gather, and it's about smoking. And if you're smoking, these are the most closed off, toxic, detrimental, energetic people ever. People that smoke. So think about that in your business. I was like, wow, that's powerful. And I had heard a little bit of that years ago from my friend Susie, because she used to be a nurse, a heart nurse, like cut you open, heart, lung, all of this, wide open surgery, hours. And she said, out of all the things I've seen, the people that smoke, their insides don't compare to anybody else. It's the worst I've seen of anything and everything I've ever seen in my life. In any surgery, when you open someone up that smokes, you're amazed that they're even alive, at what their insides look like. And she said, you can't. Everything she'd read spiritually, like you can't. You've closed yourself off. You're completely toxic in obviously all areas. So that was interesting that I just got that book, and same thing is exactly the same thing. It was just like, stay away. All right. So remember, you have to do your part. That was a side note. Feng Shui will only meet you halfway. If you get bombed every night and blow off your job or your homework, that is not going to help you with wisdom and happiness. Another thing is unwise symbols. So be careful. No newspapers, right? They're full of stupid people and stupid things, corruption, murder, fires, bankruptcies, things that you don't want to invite to your life. She wrote Mike Tyson, Bill Clinton, or Monica Lewinsky, River Phoenix, Robert Downey Jr. That's what she wrote down. Or anything else that has to do with something stupid, or just doesn't get it needs to stay out of this zone. Oh, something stupid or someone stupid. Keep it out. So anything that's dumb, anything that does not represent what you want, no. Okay, so she talks a little bit about the garage. Lindsay, is your garage in this section? That's what I thought. Okay, so she says in a lot of homes, the skills and knowledge or helpful people area of the house is in the garage. And as much as some people hope that their garage is not part of their house, if it lies behind the plane of the front door. So for my house, it doesn't. My house, the plane of the front door actually goes directly across to the garage door that goes into the house. So my garage isn't in the plane of my house. Does that make sense? But yours is, Lindsay. Okay? So don't go running off to your architect or your builder, blah, blah, blah. You can support feng shui to help that. Okay? So garages have an unusual energy about them. Either they have very fast energy whirling about from vehicles coming and going, or they are so crammed with junk that cars don't fit in, and the energy has to come to a grinding, stagnating halt. Either way, the energy is not suitable for comfortable living. Here's what you can do. Number one, cut the crap. You got to take a stand against storing stuff you simply don't use or don't use often. The more clutter you have, the more brain power you use subconsciously keeping track of it. So it's not that you're consciously thinking about what's in all those containers. Your subconscious mind has to keep track of it. Clear the clutter, and clear your mind. She said she'll give a generous exception to the following if they're carefully organized and not overdone. Holiday decorations, unless it's scary, bloody Halloween junk. Good. Children's clothing and toys, which, Lindsay, you do not have children's clothing and toys. Only if you were waiting for smaller siblings to grow into them. Otherwise, get rid of them. Papers, like the ones the IRS make you keep for several years, that's an exception. So if you have tax returns in there, that's fine. Christmas decorations, that's fine. Make sure that there are no spider webs, the floors are swept, and the dust is gone. Clean your cars. If your car is filled with stale French fries or cigarette butts, Lindsay, I think you're okay there. You can't help but have grubby energy around you. Think of that. Oh, people's cars. If you get inside somebody's car and it's disgusting and they've got food and wrappers and shit, and I'm not saying I haven't thrown a water bottle on my back floorboard. I get out every single time I get out of my car and I take everything with me. Whether it's food wrappers in my door because I use my door as my trash can, whatever. But if your car is in your garage and your garage is in that section, you cannot leave it trashed.
Oh my gosh, there was this lady, I will not mention names to protect the person. It's none of you on here. And her car, I saw her car. It just looked like somebody took boxes of things and then, exploded them. And I don't even know what it was. It was everything. And in the back seat, she'd gone grocery shopping. And because there was so much shit in there, she had a bag of frozen foods that she didn't even see that had thawed out at this point because he'd been in her car all day because she couldn't see him because of all the stuff.
Oh, God.
I couldn't even. I had to turn away because my eyes were starting to catch fire at just the sight. It was so bad. Anyway,
How does that happen?
How does that happen? I don't know.
It has to be that way up here then.
It's here. I mean,
This
sure.
has to be a hot, jumbled mess.
This wasn't just like a little stuff. Like, no. Seats, floor, trunk, clothes, bags, food wrap. I'm talking like it looked like she lived in her car. Like, legitimately, like, lived in her car. And she does not. So I was just like, what happened here? So anyway, I was taken aback. I was taken aback.
Oh. Yeah, I've seen some like that too. I'm like, umbrella, it works bag, purse. That's it. My little immediate area that I work from while I drive, I've got, phone charger, Orange Theory, armband, essential oils, and some money. A few crystals. If I need an energy wand, I got a wand there. That's about it. All right, so cars clean. Whew. All right. And she says, if this shanky car is sitting in your wisdom area, well, what does that say about how smart you are? Besides affecting your skills and knowledge, dirty car affects many other areas of your life as well. Sit among the burger wrappers and the big gulp cups in a grungy car, and then sit in a freshly detailed car and tell me if you can't feel the difference. You wear this difference the way the car does. Ew, think about that before you go into a job interview. Sloppy, stinky car. Nasty. All right, lube the door. The door. I'm glad Braden's asleep right now. The door. Entering your home by the way of a squeaky door, creepy, clunky garage door opening does not make for the perfect welcoming experience. Stuck doors make stuck chi, and that applies to garage doors too. And then shed some light. Garages without windows. You don't have a window, do you, Lindsay? can appear quite dark inside. Make sure each corner is filled with an appropriate amount of light. No room in your home, even the garage, should creep you out. So if you don't have light in the corners, then there's always plugins on the walls. Maybe you could take a floor lamp that you're not using out there, and when you flip on the light, then the light comes on. Or maybe even just the fact that you have it out there. All right, so wisdom. She shares some stories about some stuff. I'm not going to go into all that. Okay, so here she talks about Dumb and Dumber. So I'm kind of paraphrase this. Okay, so she says, don't you just hate it when you can't make up your mind about something? Wouldn't it be great if you could ask someone else to choose what is best for you when you're stuck in the middle of a big decision? So if you have a magic 8-ball working overtime, you may want to try this new approach with a friend. I'm going to try this new approach. The fun thing about it is you can get your friend to make up your mind without them even knowing the question. Okay, so this technique uses visualization. Hang on, I got to tickle my throat. I just spent the last 3 hours talking at that thing. Okay, so we're not going to actually do this now, but you can write this stuff down to think about it or do it later. So it's using visualization, and the more you strengthen your visualization skills, the faster feng shui will be able to change your life. So this is super important. If you have enhanced the skills and knowledge area, but you still find yourself in a quandary and feel you have to decide on something immediately, try this. So write down 3 possible outcomes or choices, assigning them a number. For example, if you're thinking about refinancing your home, you could write down 1, get a loan with a new bank, 2, get a loan with the current bank, or 3, don't refinance the home. So if you've got a question you're pondering, write down 3 possible outcomes. So you're doing this with a friend. Again, we're not going to do it right now, but this is something we could pair up and do later if you have a specific need. Then tell the friend that you would like to take them on a guided visualization to help them with the decision. Okay, so here's the fun part. You can take them anywhere, pick something that would appeal to him or her, or something that you think that the person could visualize well. So she said some of her favorite are beaches, like 3 things wash up on the shore, the mall, 3 new stores, the let's make a deal show, choose the box, the door, the curtain, the new house, enter 3 rooms, a restaurant, taste 3 dishes. So you've got a question, okay? You've got something that you've been pondering. Does it make sense? Something you need an answer to, okay? Should I do this, this, or this? You've got 3 choices, okay? So then the person, you have them close your eyes and then describe where you are taking that person, your friend, okay? So say, for example, she says there's a new mall in town. You decide to go. You enter and start to explore the interior. You're intrigued by what you see. You become curious about some of the new stores. You come upon the first store and you go in, tell me about it. And then you let him tell you what he found inside. For example, it's a Western store. There's some pretty neat stuff, but I don't wear this kind of stuff. I'm kind of bored and uninterested. Then you guide him up to the next store and you let him describe what it's all about. Ooh, it's a great little gift shop, complete with fragrant candles, fun stationery, cool t-shirts. You might ask him if he's interested in anything to get him to describe how he feels about the store. And then he says, yeah, this stuff's really cool. I'd definitely come back into this store. And then it's off to the 3rd store. And he's like, ugh, it's a hardware store. Icky fluorescent lights, the obnoxious beeping forklifts. I'm aggravated. I don't want to shop here. And as he's describing this, you listen to his descriptions as if you ask him what the thought was about refinancing, right? So the Western store was the choice to get a loan from the new bank. The gift shop was the choice to get a loan with your existing bank. And the hardware store was the choice to refinance at this time. Do you guys get that? Are you with me? Kind of. So you had a question about your home. Should I get a new loan with a new bank? Should I get a loan with my existing bank? Or should I refinance my home at this time? Not refinance at all. So you ask your friend, hey, we're going to go to the beach. We're walking down the beach together. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. It's sunny. The waves are crashing in. And 3 things wash up on shore. Tell me about the first thing you see. That's the answer to the first one, okay? So finally, you lead him out of the place, ask something like, which store do you need to go back into, or would you like to go back into? And don't assume by the description the one he would choose. So he says, I'll go back to the Western. I would go back to the Western store. Even though I don't use this stuff, I go back to buy something for my dad for his birthday. It's the most immediate need right now. So from his reply, you could get along with a new bank, number 1 on your list. Even though he liked the stuff in the gift store, number 2, he chose to go back to choice number 1. He's made your decision about refinancing without you even knowing it. Isn't that cool? I think that'd be fun if each of us came up with something like that and just did it, just to see if there's a question we have, something we're pondering, we're not for sure about the answer, to partner up with each other. So we'll chat about that. All right. So the next thing is relationships are the best classroom for gathering so many skills. Relationship section is completely on the opposite end of the house. It's literally where I'm sitting right now. Like, this is barely this part of the wall right here is our relationship corner, and the rest of it's out in the lanai because the back of the house comes out. So we are going to amp that section up next. So think about what you learned so far about being a child, a peer, a best friend, an employee, a student, while in a relationship with a parent or guardian, a peer, a friend, a boss, a teacher. And you'll see where I'm going here. It's no coincidence. It's skills and knowledge, relationship and love are direct opposites. So that's where we're going to go to next, okay? So last thing is skills and knowledge is all about the hands. Ooh, Lisa's going to love this. She's had some hand stuff. The hands are the thing with the skills and knowledge. So to give those old callous, dry, overworked paws a break, enhance this area. And then lucky number 7, the vibration of the number 7, that's me, is the closest fit to the gua of skills and knowledge and wisdom. This number carries with it the energies of contemplation, inner strength, spiritual enlightenment. And if you find there are a lot of 7s in your life, you have hit the jackpot in the casino of wisdom. Whoop, whoop. I'm over here celebrating by myself. Watch out, though, because if it's money you're after, your luck may have just ran out. Spiritual enlightenment and contemplation usually don't pay well in material wealth and in the material wealth department. Well, good thing I have my plan A. It works, because I am not going to be in that spiritual enlightenment contemplation part where I'm not getting paid, because Prosperity Corner was number 1 in my book. That's great. I've hit the jackpot in Casino of Wisdom. All right, so basically, just ending it up is stay away from clutter, things that stop thought process, and unwise symbols, and then stick with blue, books, light, food, things remind you of wisdom, symbols, mentors, wise people, metal, water, black, green, meditation, altars of thanksgiving, symbols of skills and knowledge you want to have. That's really it. It's an 11-11. Of course it's 11-11. It's 11-11. Yay. All right, so Shar, you said, I didn't see this over here. You have a salt lamp. That's perfect. And Melissa, that's your master bedroom, so maybe that's why you dream so much. Do you have blue in your bedroom, Melissa? Could be. Char's got her abundance book. She's like, I'm getting this shit done. I got to get up early. All right, you guys. For some reason. Oh, let me tell you 2 things. I wrote down tea kettle in the family section. Right? Yeah. To enhance money. We have a tea kettle sitting on our stove. So I wrote that down for some reason. I don't know where I picked that up at in here. But I did. And then I also wrote in the family section to put red ribbon across the bottoms of the bed frame. Do you guys have beds in? Anybody have beds in your family section? That's a section in between prosperity and skills and knowledge. No? Okay, maybe it was just me. All right, so any other questions or comments or thoughts about skills and knowledge?
Well, I know what I'll be doing tomorrow. Cleaning out my garage.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I'm having a garage sale with my sister, like
good,
a week from Saturday. So I actually was going to be doing it anyway, but now it's like really going to get done. Like, I mean, I'm going to have to go tell Mark what's about to happen. Our shit's about to go.
Yeah. No clutter. It's out. Haven't used it. Haven't worn it. Haven't seen it. Didn't even know it was there. Peace out, bitches. Right?
Exactly.
All right, Melissa, you say little. Let's see. Our room is green.
Yeah, our
Master
walls
bedroom. Green's
our
good.
Huh?
Green's
Green's
good.
blue, but you said something that's still like the family section is still like part of our master bedroom and our full bath, I guess, and our yeah. So what'd you say to do for the bed?
I had written down to take red ribbon across the bottom of the bed frame.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then try to get some blue in there. Even if you take blue construction paper and put it in a dresser drawer, or if you line the shelves of your dresser or your nightstand or your closet with blue, because green's fine, but blue's the color. So you want to have as many blue cures as you can in that room, with the intention that's going to increase your skills and knowledge in whatever areas you want. There are a lot of times I'll write what I want that color to do in that area that I'm applying that cure.
That's a good idea.
So if I want this to improve my skills and knowledge in what area. So I'm going to go get myself a piece of blue construction paper tomorrow when Taylor's at school, and I'm going to write down what I want skills and knowledge about. And obviously it's not, I mean, I just listened to Carla's Fit Tip last night on College and Work. So I'm signed up a couple little customers with it today. I'm pretty good on that. So I'm going to have to go with, whatever courses are in my PhD, I'm going to start writing them down on that blue construction paper. And so I have skills and knowledge about those things quickly, with ease and grace. Let's just knock that shit out, right? All right, you guys got anything else?
Mm-mm. No,
Have you guys experienced some abundance in different ways that were like unexpected?
For sure. For sure.
For sure, yes. So Kyler told me at the One Team One Mission last week, which is a little over a week ago, I guess, or something, that I was with was that 2 weeks ago? A week ago? I can't remember. I was at the doctor's appointment with Taylor. Was that last week? And he texted me. He said, "Hey, Mark announced for our 2.0 spots that we get the match it, or the rank up bonus. And so my 2.0 is a double diamond. And last month it was like $300 away from double diamond, and something was just like, no, I'm gonna let that go. I'm good. And even though I would make more than that, obviously being paid as a double diamond in that spot, but something just said no, which was weird. I was like, nah, I'm going to sleep. I'm not doing it. I'm gonna spend $300. I'm good. And so when he told me that, I was like, oh, sweet, cool. So I look at the rank up bonus, and I'm like, ooh, that's $10,000. Woohoo! Because I've maintained double with no problem. And so I'm like, okay, sure, no problem, whatever. Double diamond, that's done. It's already done. Okay, great, no problem. So double diamond, I get a $10,000 bonus. So I'm reading in the ambassador page, I guess it was maybe Monday morning or something. No, it was Sunday, that the rank up bonuses are doubled. And I'm like, what? Doubled? Double bonuses? And they're like, yeah, I'm getting this bonus in April. I'm like, holy shit, I get a $20,000 bonus just because I lost rank last month. Because whatever rank you were at last month in your 2.0 spot, if you're an executive and you get up to diamond, you get the ruby bonus at $2,000, the emerald at $10,000, and you get the $15,000 diamond bonus if you got all the way up to diamond. Because there were people who were like, holy shit, I was executive last month. I'm going diamond this month. Or you have until the end of September. And he's doubled it. So me going triple diamond in my 2.0 spot, which I got a girl that's promoting Ruby tomorrow. So tomorrow, no, by Friday, she'll be Ruby. She just needs, I don't know, however much more volume, not very much. And so she'll go Ruby. So she's going to go diamond in September. And I'm like, holy cow. So that bonus is triple diamond is a $25,000 bonus. So that's $50,000. Plus this $20,000. I told Brian, that's $70,000, and they're paying that shit out in 10 months. $70,000 in 10 months. Fuck! That's incredible. Yes! Abundance. Check. Holy shit. I didn't even realize it was double for over a week. I'm like, I had no idea. You never know where the abundance is coming from, right? Shit falls out of the sky. Falls out of the sky. It's incredible. All right, you guys, we're going to pop off here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
All right.
Talk to you soon.